Hello, everyone. Courtney here. I hope you had a wonderful holiday, a happy new year, and have already started this year out on the right foot with priorities in mind. This episode is all about committing to your dreams, making the sacrifices necessary to get there, and getting serious and sitting down with yourself. Welcome to episode number 13. Let's get into it.
Where inventing, passion, and hard work intersect. Welcome to the Serial Inventing Podcast. Bite-sized, perspective-altering episodes on serial inventing and beyond. From motivating key tips on product licensing to obstacle-busting conversations on transitioning to a full-time serial product developer. Buckle your seatbelt, because you're in for a ride. Warning, this podcast may motivate you to make wild decisions that will propel you forward in your inventing career and hijack more of your time for your passion. If you aren't ready to make it happen, then this podcast isn't for you.
Let's start the year off fresh and get some things clear. Do you want a licensing deal? Do you want to have multiple deals? Do you really want to be a serial inventor? Usually, accomplishing long-term goals means working through parts of the process that you don't enjoy. That's just a part of it. How many times did you crash or fall when you started to learn how to ride a bike? How many times have you been rejected for a job even after multiple interviews? How many times have you not understood the instructions for building furniture? Though these numbers might be large, what matters more is that you didn't give up. Maybe you fell 5 or 6 times, but even the scrapes on your knees didn't stop you from now being able to ride a bike. You made it. Being rejected for a job time after time didn't stop you from finally getting a job, did it? No, because you were determined. You got a job. You made it. Do we return furniture we can't understand the instructions on how to build? Okay, well, the jury is out on that one. But think about all of your past rejections and downfalls. Did you stop? No, you got better. You didn't just not give up. Each rejection gave you more and more experience. I wish society normalized failing fast and often, as we would get to our goals and dreams much faster that way. But we have been told to avoid failure, and that has held us back to what we really want. Think of a time that you felt rejection or failure, and it hurt, but it didn't stop you from giving up. In fact, you kept getting at it, and you made it. You made it. You made it because you didn't stop yourself from achieving your goals. Let's face it, treading your own path is always going to be the path less taken. Many people won't understand. Product licensing is a niche inside the business industry. Being able to have so much freedom, make your own hours, work with companies you want to work with in the industry you want to, comes with a large amount of responsibility. It is all on you. And that's where people struggle the most. We are our worst supervisor. So bad that we sometimes don't even feel that we deserve to be successful, or that our product is inferior for some reason, or that just because time has gone by and that it's just too long for it to happen, and therefore, by that logic, it just won't. Think of gold at the end of the tunnel you are digging. The gold is there. You just don't know how far down it is. When you are a serial inventor, if you listen to sound advice, take action time and time again, always improve, and work on many ideas, there is a really good chance you will make it. That gold is there. You don't know how far down, but unlike so many unknowns in this world, such as if you will get a promotion or if you will get the house you have always wanted, you will make it in licensing. That's what's so beautiful about our industry. It's so incredibly strategic. It's almost always a when statement, not an if statement. It's just a matter of when and how to close the gap on the length of time it takes. That's why it's a pretty safe bet to put your time and energy into an industry like this that also aligns with your dreams to bring your products to market. I think reading and understanding the definition behind a word is incredibly important, especially after you think you know the meaning behind it and use the word often or call yourself the term, such as having tenacity or perseverance or saying you are committed. Words are used so incredibly loosely these days, and I think some have lost part of their meaning. The definition of commitment from the Oxford Dictionary is the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause, activity, etc. The second definition is an engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. Dedication to a cause and an obligation that restricts freedom of action are two very powerful concepts. If you dedicate yourself to your dreams, you have an obligation to fulfill them. Some synonyms of commitment include devotion, loyalty, and allegiance. We can reframe an obligation that restricts freedom of action as a commitment to creating positive habits that lead us to that goal. Meaning, performing an action towards a goal every single day, so effortlessly remembered, performed, and repeated that it becomes a part of our subconscious routine, such as waking up, eating, and sleeping every day. I want you to sit with yourself in silence. Take a moment here. Have you come up with ideas since you were young? Have you dreamed of seeing your products on store shelves? Do you have many ideas you wish other people could use? Why have you pushed your dream aside for so long? Why do you let everything else in your life always come before working on your product? Are you afraid of success? What does your dream mean to you? Does it matter to you at all? Do you want it? How bad do you want it? It's usually the lack of structure that fails us, and we flail in that lack of structure like we were lost at sea. And because it feels like there isn't land around us, we give up. When really, if you just slowed down and looked around, you would see land in all directions. But you just couldn't see it because you didn't slow down, stop flailing around, and steadily swim in one direction. You are in the center of a circle. You can go in every direction and get to the edge of the circle successfully. But the two things you can't do is stay in the center complacently and wonder why you haven't gotten to the edge yet, and go in one direction and change direction. The more you change direction, the longer it will take to get you to that edge of success. If you are committed to your dreams, stop making excuses for yourself. Stop spinning in circles. Sometimes succeeding at long term goals means making sacrifices. Note that sacrifice is a negative term, and that often means ridding something in your life that might be hard to remove, or something that you don't want to remove. Often there is pain in sacrifice, yet it is often needed to get something better. You must tear down a building to make a much better one with a stronger foundation. It's a form of necessary suffering that one must endure to get something greater. And that greater thing we are talking about is our dreams. The one thing we should be holding with the highest regards, yet is often thrown to the wayside. So much so, it's quite dumbfounding and heart wrenching. It's pretty easy to see it and sympathize with it when we see someone else accomplishing their dreams or pushing their own dreams aside. We often can easily give the advice of follow your dreams and don't give up on your dreams. But when it really comes down to ourselves, well, apparently we don't count. We refuse to take our own advice because, well, it's different with us, when in reality, it's not. Are you really ready to finally commit yourself to your dreams of getting a deal? Truly? No bluffing this time, because this is serious, serious business. And that means you will have to make sacrifices. To actually have a chance at success and commit to yourself, you need to create a game plan. And that means carving out undisturbed time to work on your dreams. And that really comes down to the science of habit. At the level of serial inventing success, you can't avoid the creation of habits. I'd recommend giving a listen to episode 6 of this podcast, How to Create Discipline in a World of Fleeting Motivation. That will take you into the beginning world of creating habits. After that, if you are seriously committed to changing your lifestyle to finally put your dreams first, I do an Eisenhower matrix, which I talked about how to use on episode 9. And then start getting deeper into the science of habits by looking into either of these two books: Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg, Atomic Habits by James Clear. These podcast episodes are strategically made to be followed, to create change in your lives, to help bridge the gap between where you are and your dreams. But with mere audio and no personal coaching through a podcast, I can bring a horse to the water, but I can't make it drink. The decision is in your hands. And that's the best but hardest part. It's up to you. Do you want to achieve your goals? Then stop being a passive bystander and start turning the knowledge you acquire every day into wisdom. If you are not committed to changing your lifestyle and making sacrifices to accomplish your dreams, then your dream doesn't matter to you. It doesn't mean much to you. You have to make a commitment to yourself. And that does sometimes mean creating chaos before creating structure. Take down the building, but don't stop there and look at all of the destruction and rubble. Build. Build that solid foundation. Build those habits. So when the going gets tough, you don't give up. Let it fly by you, almost like you didn't even notice it. Hold your dreams with high regard. Write them down. Put a reminder on your phone that goes off each day of your dream to remind you why you are fighting for it. Place it on your wall, in your kitchen. Make the changes you need to dedicate time towards your dream. Let's remember how much our dream matters to us and get after it. Let's stop making excuses. Let's stop making our dream a daydream. Before I leave, I have one thing I'd recommend to you. Listen to the song Daydream by Lily Miola that is linked in the show notes and tell me if this resonates with you as an inventor. Here are some of the song's lyrics. We all got these big ideas. One day, they're replaced with fears. All these things we say we'll get to, shot down by the reasons not to. What does your dream mean to you? Thanks for tuning in and taking a few bites with me today. And remember, serial inventors don't make excuses. They make it happen. See you soon.